December 7th, 1941, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and you are there! Try to imagine your confusion as the first bombs explode, the first sirens and alarms sound. Right now, right here. Listen to the sounds of battle. Hear the sirens just as they did. Feel the explosions hammer your chest just as they did. Smell the smoke as it burns your nostrils just as they did that fateful Sunday morning. Look, listen and remember, for we must never forget. The Japanese planes attacked relentlessly. Many sailors believe the attack is some kind of crazy air raid drill. They think the airplanes are American. In fact, one soldier remarks, "This is the best dang drill the Air Force has ever put on." But when the rising suns become visible on the wings of the airplanes, everyone knows this is no drill. General Short, the commander of Army Forces, is notified of the attack while playing golf. His response is, "That is ridiculous." General Short will wish he could have been right, but he was never more wrong. A highly coordinated attack goes off like clockwork at 07:55. Bombers attack Wheeler and hit the Air Force Base. 2 minutes later, torpedo planes just like the ones you are seeing in front of you today begin their attack on Battleship Row. Sleepy-eyed sailors stumble outside to see Japanese airplanes everywhere, circling the skies, waiting to attack the ships lined up side by side along Battleship Row. In the middle of Pearl Harbor, they're like sitting ducks for the Japanese. In fact, the Japanese have designed new torpedoes capable of sinking the ships into shallow harbor, a technological advancement the Americans are sadly unaware of. The practice ship Utah was the first to be hit. It lifts and sinks. The light cruiser Raleigh takes 2 torpedoes. The battleship Oklahoma and West Virginia are next. The Oklahoma lifts, then capsizes, rolling onto the battleship USS Maryland. When the Oklahoma sinks, her belly thrusting out of the burning waters of Pearl Harbor, hundreds of men are trapped. Only 32 of these men will be rescued, and not until a full 46 hours after the attack. The battleship California takes 2 torpedoes and sinks. At the same time, the USS Arizona, which has already taken a torpedo, has a bomb strike next to its number 2 turret. The 1,700-pound projectile penetrates deep into the belly, first through 1 deck, then through 2 decks. It lodges next to the number 2 magazine, and seconds later, the Arizona erupts like a volcano rising out of the harbor. Flames shooting over 500 feet in the air. Almost 1,200 men perish in that moment. Sent to a watery grave, those brave young men still rest in the hold of that great ship at the Arizona Memorial. A testament to their courage, their sacrifice, and their honor. At 08:35, the first blow begins. The damage is horrendous. In Washington at 08:50 Hawaii time, early afternoon in the States, an hour after the attack began, Secretary of State Cordell Hull, well aware of what is transpiring in Hawaii, erupts when given a letter from the Japanese breaking off peace talks. I have never seen a document that was more crowded with infamous falsehoods and distortions on a scale so huge that I never imagined until today that any government on this planet was capable of uttering them. The second wave of the Japanese attack swarms over Hawaii at 08:55. 132 additional aircraft spread out to hit ships, airfields, and navies throughout Oahu. But for the second wave, the element of surprise is gone, and the Americans fight back, making the Japanese pay, inflicting damage of their own. A bomb hits the destroyer Downs while she sits in dry dock. Another hits the commander of naval forces, Admiral Husband E. Kimball's flagship, the battleship Pennsylvania, which is in dry dock, detonating guns and ammunition. Dive bombers attack the Raleigh, which has already been hit by torpedoes. By this time, the flames on the West Virginia reach as high as the foresail. It's devastating, but the day also has numerous stories of heroism. On the Nevada, at the south end of Fort Island, it opens fire at 08:02, although her captain and senior officers are not on board. ignores his wounds and gets the ship underway even with a huge hole in her port bow. He is able to beach the Nevada at Hospital Point and not block the point and the channel, allowing other ships to escape. Also on the Nevada, 21-year-old Yusuf Taga Jr., officer of the deck, mans an anti-aircraft battery and continues to direct fire at the enemy even after a bullet passes through his thigh. He refuses to leave his comrades. He refuses to leave the battle. There are also stories of humor. Yeoman First Class Leonard Webb rushes to get his wife and child to a car. This is his story. When we're almost to the car, my wife says, "The baby doesn't have any diapers. Get some." This is Armageddon, the end of the world, and my wife has me chasing diapers? As word of the extent of the devastation reaches Washington, the country is stunned. Later that day, President Franklin Roosevelt addresses a shocked nation.
December 7, 1941. A date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands